We will not copyright or trademark that. We do not have the rights to this at all. Please do not sue us. Thank
you. Welcome to These Unprecedented Gays, featuring Joe Granelli and Paul Smith. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and review wherever you stream your podcasts. Check us out on Instagram at tugayspod and email us at tugayspod@yahoo.com. We hope you enjoy. Oh, I'm really tired because I just got home from work and stuff. Oh, but did you see the Meghan Markle and Prince Harry interview with Oprah?
Girl, no, I didn't watch it, but I've watched the memes.
Okay. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Welcome to These Unprecedented Gays.
Oh, the front door is open.
Oh.
It's like an infomercial,
and the
right?
back door is open, too.
Oh. I didn't see, do you need to come into the back door?
Innuendo. I'm Paul.
And I'm Joe.
And welcome to These Unprecedented Gays.
That's right. Tuggers and Tugettes. Anyway, go ahead.
All right. So you have only seen the memes.
I saw like bits and pieces of the interview. I'm using air quotes. I know that she ripped the London. Where are they? Britain?
Yeah, the royal family. Yes.
Sure. The over there in the UK.
She's trying to take down the monarchy, girl.
Okay, but like this is like a legitimate question and it's embarrassing. But where are they? Britain? Great Britain?
They are yes.
Which is not London.
Well, I mean, it's based in London. Like, England is where they're based out of.
Oh, my God. Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, England is the country.
Yes.
Okay. There we go. And the language I speak is English. Okay.
But
so
not
London.
The Queen's English. But I guess if
God.
it's you, it would be Queen's English.
Ooh. So anyway, they live in Great Britain. That's GBR, right?
So now, my favorite... What?
GBR, right?
Great.
In the Olympics?
Yes. I was like, in the what?
Wait a minute. Okay, if
GBR.
If you're no, it would be ENG because it's England, right?
No, I think it's GBR.
I don't know. It's fine.
Okay,
it's fine.
So we are not geography majors, as we all know.
Anyway, Meghan Markle and the Prince Man.
So my favorite meme out of all of this is the whole America knows how to get back at Britain by always spilling the tea.
Because
I'm not saying it right, but that's how it is.
Well, they had the Boston Tea Party, yeah.
So Meghan Markle spilling the tea again.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
And I'm all for it. Like, go girl.
I mean, I was surprised by some of the stuff. Like, they were worried about, right? Like, what color Archie, their son's skin color, was going to be.
Yeah. But didn't the Queen release a statement saying, like, this isn't true? No?
No, she did, but come on, girl. Let's be real.
Allegedly.
Right. And my favorite other thing is that Piers Morgan walked off of his show, and now he is no longer with Good Morning Britain or whatever it's
I just
called.
remember him on America's Got Talent.
Okay.
Like,
he is a
15
piece
years ago.
of walking trash.
I don't know anything about him.
All you need to know is he is a misogynist.
Okay.
And a racist.
And he's poop that walks.
Yes.
Okay.
Basically. Like, he has been attacking Meghan Markle and Prince Harry for a while now. And I guess before she met Harry, they were friends or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe he wanted to hit it and quit it. I don't know. But never did.
Who? Piers?
Piers Morgan.
Oh, God.
And then once she met Harry, she kind of just stopped talking to him. And I guess that's why he got upset.
Huh.
But
he's also much older.
Right. And so he got called out on his show the other day by one of the other hosts. I guess he's the weatherman or something like that. Was like,
oh, he was raining on that. Yeah. He rained on that parade. A storm's a brewing. Oh.
But like Piers Morgan then like walks off stage.
I saw that, but I didn't know the context.
Right. So he was being called out like, you have attacked her, you have done this and that and blah, blah, blah. And then he came back and he's like, I'm not going to sit here and, be called this and that on my own show. And he was like, but you've been doing this to somebody else.
You're guilty, buddy.
Yeah. I was like, you can dish it out, but you can't take it. It's basically what it is.
Wow.
And then come to find out that ITV was like, we have decided to part ways with Piers Morgan and he will not be coming back to the show. And I'm like, go ahead.
Yeah.
Like, let's do this.
Mm-hmm. Good job. I think, well, because Meghan Markle, was she a model?
No, she was she was a model. She was she was an actress.
That's
and
what
she
it
was
is.
one
Okay.
of the briefcase girls on Let's Make It on
oh, no
Who
way.
Wants to, wait, which
How to
one
Make a
was
Deal
it?
with Howie Mandel?
Yes.
Is that?
Let's make a deal?
How to Make a Deal?
How to be a millionaire?
No, that's Regis Philbin.
Or Deal or No Deal. Deal or No Deal.
There we go. Let's Make a Deal is with Wayne Brady on the mornings on the CBS.
Yeah, I put it in GPS and I'm like, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Yes.
Deal or No Deal.
Yes.
Funny story.
Oh.
Wayne Brady went to my high school.
Oh.
Little
Huh.
boop. Gotta go over to that little what do they call that when you on the side of the road when you need to like stop and it's a windy
rest
road?
stop?
No, like a cutout or curt out
a
or
barricade?
I don't.
A berm?
Okay.
Is it a soft shoulder?
Oh, I love a soft shoulder.
I know, me too. No, a soft shoulder. I learned this not recently, but like I always made funs because I'm like, made funs? Oh God. I'm GBR England speaking the English. I always would make a joke because like a soft shoulder, just like you'd be like, oh, your shoulder's so soft, but it means that there's like no like concrete or whatever, so you could like go into a ditch.
Oh,
so a soft shoulder.
A soft shoulder.
I am struggling. A soft shoulder is actually not a good thing.
I mean, but it might be in fashion.
Physically, yes.
Oh.
On the road, no.
It's like it wouldn't have been good in the 80s because they had very like a lot of shoulder pads.
Yeah.
But like a soft shoulder now might be nice.
I know. Just
like
get some moisturizer.
I know. Or you're looking at somebody as they're walking by, it's like, I love that dress. She has such a soft shoulder.
Yeah, we should use that as a compliment when we go to Dairy Queen and live stream.
Oh my God, ma'am. You have such a soft shoulder.
Can we see your shoulders? Can we see your shoulders?
You're amazing.
Okay, cool. Where do we have to go to another country too, don't we? Oh, Australia.
Yeah. So I just thought it was cool that they finally gave an interview, them and Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, to Oprah. Of course, it had to be Oprah.
Well, she's probably like, I have nothing better to do. Let me interview.
Right. And she's probably going to put it in her magazine too.
I know.
Put it on the OWN
busy
network.
or whatever. She's busy collecting her vegetables in New York or wherever she lives.
Right. Because it's like, it'd be totally different if it was on Wendy Williams.
Oh my God. But Oprah is the person that was probably the best option to do the interview.
And did you know that? No, no you don't. So I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, tell me.
Archie will not be considered a prince. He will not hold that title or anything.
Because they left?
I guess it was part of them leaving.
Okay, so I think my thing is, so if they left, they have no money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I mean, they do have money.
If she was an actress, she got some money,
right? She was on Suits and stuff.
They got that coin.
Okay, she got that TNT money.
Dynamite.
She got that Turner Network television money.
Is that what that stands for?
Yeah,
oh my God!
so.
I always thought it was like the network television. Or like, yeah. Or like PBS is like peanut butter sandwich.
Okay. All right. So we wanted to talk about something important that's happening right now. It's been happening for a while, and that
global
is
warming. No, it's not.
we don't even know where Great Britain is. Global warming is not for us.
Greta Thunberg. I know Greta, like, I don't know her personally, but, like, I know of her, and she's, like, all about global warming. And so, I mean, like, I'm kind of, but, like, yeah. Like,
okay. Warming, do you follow her on Instagram or
I think
Twitter?
So. You know what? I will say, like, she has a documentary on Hulu, and I was, like, all excited to watch it, and I, like, started it, and then I was just like, no. I don't feel like
Is it like Zac Efron's like docuseries but without all the shirtlessness?
No, but I started one of those on Netflix and I didn't get through it because I got probably distracted and then I like never continued.
By Zac Efron shirtless?
Yeah, he's good. But I don't know if Greta's shirtless.
No, she wouldn't
She's
be.
also I think she has autism and is also only like 18. And a woman. Nothing wrong with you, Greta. Like, I think she's going to save the world.
You could be the best woman you can be.
Yes. Like, please, like, overthrow the patriarchy, but, like, the patriarchy is global warming and, like, everyone that doesn't believe in it. So, like, I got you, girl.
Did you watch Love on the Spectrum?
No.
On Netflix?
No, it's in my, what is that, Up Next or whatever?
You need to watch that.
I have, my Up Next list is, like, It's longer than the time we've been in
But
quarantine.
I love them. It's people. Okay, if you haven't seen this, I don't know if I talked about this before or not.
I think so.
Love on the Spectrum is a docuseries out of Australia.
It's on Netflix, right?
Good day, and it's on Netflix. And
Right,
it's
supplies. They're like, what?
But it's actually about people on the spectrum, different varying degrees, and they're trying to date and find love. And they touched
Talk
my
about
heart.
exposure and like seeing yourself out there, right? Because like representation, I know I've said this before, it totally matters. And so I think that that's a huge step for people.
Well, especially for people who are dealing with their kids now, if they're younger or just in their teens or something like that, and they are on the spectrum. Like, you're so worried about like what happens when they get older and they want to leave. Are they going to be able to fend for themselves and things like that? So I think this was a really great show. And you know, again, a lot of them are varying degrees of it, but a lot of them were a little bit on the more high functioning side. Some of them were a little bit not as high functioning, still had a lot of social awkwardness and stuff, but it was so great to see them work through that. And
I would probably cry every episode.
Oh yeah, I was like, but I wanted to like hug all of them, and I'm like, I love you. You were so cute and quirky, and I love it.
But that's I don't know. Like, I think that is like quirky and cute and all that kind of stuff. Like, who wants to be normal? You know what I mean? Normal's overrated.
All right. So now we
not global warming. So what are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about cancel culture.
Oh my god, are we getting canceled?
We might be getting canceled. We might get canceled after this because
we might be able to. Okay,
Great Britain might cancel us.
Oh my god, we should. So people who are listening to this right now, we're gonna go back in time and post on Instagram that we've been canceled to clickbait you into listening, and then you'll find this point in time and realize that we haven't been canceled. But then you're gonna be like, oh wow, that's some marketing right there.
I don't know. That was like,
I'm gonna do that.
That was like the plot for Tenet or something. I'm like, I don't understand that thing that happened.
It's fine. Don't worry. I'm gonna post whenever this comes out, the Friday or the Thursday before, and be like, we've been canceled, and then people will be like, what? And I'll be like, you have to listen. Just listen.
It would just be Val who would be like,
what? Probably. Well, but now they'll be able to know my thought process because it's recorded.
Oh,
it's in history, her story, their story.
They story.
Yes. Anyway, cancel culture.
Okay, so we're going to start off with the definition.
And the history. Give it to me. Give it to me
So
all.
it is a popular practice of withdrawing support for public figures and companies after they have done something considered objectionable or offensive. Now, I was reading a couple of articles. I know that we both read the same article. We read the same one.
We read, yes. It's fundamental.
Not only do I read, but I read.
Yeah, I mean, I will say read in air quotes because I skimmed it.
Okay, well,
I don't like reading.
I read it along with a couple of other articles.
Okay, well, I read 2 articles too. Fine, chill.
So, some of the history background on cancel culture. So, I guess back in 1991,
I was
Wesley
only 2.
Huh?
I was only 2.
You fucking suck. I was 16. I was in high school.
Were you 16 going on 17?
Oh my god. So 1981, New Jack City. It's a movie. Because you're kind of
I was
white,
2.
so I don't know if you know what New Jack City is. Okay, good. I think that says something. So Wesley Snipes plays a character named Nino, and he is not a nice person.
No.
So, in one of the scenes in the movie, he is like, cancel that bitch, I'll buy another one, talking about a girl he was with. And so 50 Cent used that line somewhat in a song in 2005. And then in 2010, Lil Wayne put out I'm Single and uses that line in his song.
Yep.
So jump forward to 2014.
Ooh, I'm jumping. Get my bubble stick.
Jumping. Oh, like Destiny's Child.
Ooh, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna cancel it.
So, in the show Love and Hip Hop New York, Cisco told Diamond Strawberry You're canceled.
Oh,
And it basically...
not Diamond Strawberry.
I know!
I love strawberries, though. That's my favorite fruit. Now, Diamond Strawberry, I'm for that. 'Cause that's probably costly.
I love that. And I love
Yeah.
the name. I'm like, oh.
Diamond Strawberry.
Yeah.
You're like sweet, but also can cut.
Yeah,
Right.
like I'm beautiful and I'm hard, but I'm also soft and juicy.
Oh, you're hard. Wink.
Oh,
I winked at
wink,
Paul.
wink. And that's what really blew up through Black Twitter.
Yeah.
And stuff, of course, because everybody gets everything from Black Twitter.
I was
because,
just gonna
they're
say,
amazing.
it always originates, and then it's somehow like passed on to like gay people, and then to like the straight world, and,
Right.
like, the rest of the world.
Right. But when you take a look at cancel culture, it's actually been around a lot longer than that because it's
Yeah.
like you've got the woke kind of movement in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
You've got political correctness through like the
Yep.
late 80s and 90s.
Yep.
And then now it's considered cancel culture. So for me, I was reading, and this actually goes back a long time. And like me and Andy were talking about this because we were in Palm Springs over the weekend and we were having breakfast. And
Oh yeah,
I know
That
we
Monte
took a
Cristo.
little vacation and just like
A what?
a vacation. Me and
For
my
like
bae.
Beyonce? Oh,
Me and my bae.
okay. Or like a Beyonce-cation.
Oh,
It's like
there
a
you go,
vacation.
too. Yeah.
I don't care for her. But that's fine.
But like we went there and it was fun and we had a good time and,
Mhm.
and like just kind of like stayed to ourselves, but went
Yeah.
out to a bunch
a
of
little R&R.
yeah. And so, but I was like, you know who probably was like one of the first people recorded in history who was canceled?
Abraham Lincoln.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
When you think about it,
true.
think about it.
Huh.
Because
I
people
know
did
Pontius
not.
Pilate didn't like him.
Okay. But like his views and everything
Yeah.
were considered objectionable and offensive
Huh.
to whoever was running society back then. I don't know. I don't remember that. I don't read the Bible.
Yeah.
But
I went to Catholic school for 13 years and I don't know either. Sorry, education system.
But like when you think about it, like I brought that up to Andy. I'm like, Jesus
Oh,
Christ
100%,
was probably
yeah.
like, and then you have like the Salem witch trials, which could be considered cancel culture.
Yeah. Well, I think also it's kind of morphed because I think it stems also from like accountability. You know what I mean? Where it's like, hey, you did something wrong, right? But back in the day, like no one had these platforms or like social media to gather the masses together.
Right.
You'd have to like knock on doors and be like, we want to overthrow.
Is that how you're doing it?
Well, I'm like thinking of the 60s.
Get
as,
off
like,
my lawn.
Get out of here. We're gonna overthrow, you know. See, we gotta do it.
Muggsy.
Oh yeah,
With
get
our-
my radiator car or whatever they are. Vroom vroom.
With our pants up by our nipples.
Why do we sound? We sound like Aiden Zane. Boom. Woo.
Like, we're gonna give them cement shoes, yeah.
With our pants up to our nipples.
But like, it's very interesting because that you brought that up because I do think it's accountability culture, and I mean some of it is, you have to look at it because people who are screaming cancel culture because they're being held accountable for the things that they said and things that they did probably have never had somebody hold them accountable for anything before.
Yeah.
So it's just like the gays in Puerto Vallarta.
It's also tied to privilege too. Like there's so much now.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many layers. As we know, we love layers. We're like onions. We're ogres, Shrek, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But there's it's so many, it's so intricate, where it's not just like, oh, you did something wrong. It's like, oh, you did something wrong because of this. And we have this group of people that, we're all going to band together and be like, you need to stop doing that.
Right.
You're cancel.
Well, and I think it wouldn't even be such a big deal if Republicans and everything just didn't jump on the bandwagon and make this like their whole mission now, because like the 2020 Republican National Convention was all about cancel culture. And even the CPAC that happened like last month or in Florida, it was the CPAC, the convention,
I heard
of people after coming together, but I was like, I wish one of our fact checker producers would tell me what CPAC means.
I thought you said CPAP, which is a device for sleep apnea.
It's a Conservative Political Action Conference.
Okay, so CPAC, not CPAP.
Right, not
Gotcha.
a CPAP. Like you can snore all you like,
but don't go to CPAC.
Right.
But also, if you're a Republican, we love you because you know what?
I love that
everybody.
you have a differing voice than me.
Yes.
You know, but CPAC's the name for their convention this year was America Uncanceled.
Oh my God.
Right. So it's just like you guys are just feeding into this right now.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and
it's ridiculous.
that's half the country, really, right? So if you have half the country that's like fueling it, and the other half that's like, well, no, now we're gonna do it,
Right.
And then people are just like butting heads. It's like, ugh.
Well, and I love the fact that gays think that they are above being canceled or cancel culture. Know, because it's like
cancel them all.
We're going to cancel homosexuality now.
Please, yes, but not ours. But only the people that are exclusive and not inclusive in our community, which is a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I'm fine. Go away. Goodbye. We're inclusive here. Again, like, if you're Republican, we still love you with your differing opinions, but, like, don't be mean.
Right, exactly.
Be kind.
But, like, the gays in Puerto Vallarta, the gays, like the one in...
Just the gays.
But the one in LA who, like, decided, oh, here's a little hack for you. If you sign up as an Uber Eats driver, you can get your vaccine.
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah. He took a picture.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Yeah, he took a picture
was a
of himself
porn
in the car.
star.
No.
I think he was. Yeah.
Oh, my God. I did not know that.
Yeah, it just adds another layer. Like, cancel him, bye.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm
Like, don't cheat the system, but also karma's going to get you. It's going to get you.
Like, why are you so concerned about getting your vaccine? Oh, you want to go travel?
Yeah.
You think you're going somewhere?
You want to go, like, get that downstairs wet?
Yeah. And then you got people like Aaron Schock, who was supposed to be canceled, but, these damn gays love
Who's
themselves.
Aaron Schock?
So he was
Is this
a governor, or he was like in Congress.
Okay.
And he was a Republican, and he went and like did everything he possibly could to make sure that gay marriage was banned.
Is he gay?
He came out.
Talk about some deep-seated internalized homophobia.
But because he is
in therapy.
But because he's a jacked up, fit white male, people seem to be giving him a pass for things.
It's privilege. Yeah, they're all tied together. Like, oh, you didn't mean well. Like, you meant well. No. You did not mean well.
Right.
Goodbye, J.K. Rowling. Like, there's plenty of people that I think, and I think that, like, whatever, we're just rambling. Like, I'm all about the accountability. If you say something that is, like, so wrong, you can have your opinion, but, like, don't say it publicly. You know what I mean?
I don't care that your opinion, you're saying it publicly, but when it comes to the fact that you have no basis on what your opinion, there's no like fact to it, and there's no way that is actually, because for her, she's saying that trans women and trans men,
people in general,
but specifically trans women are not feminists, and they can't be part of the feminist movement. Mm-hmm.
Because they're not women, right?
And that's ridiculous.
Yep.
Like, if anything, they're even more important for the feminist movement.
Yeah.
And so she's just, I hate her.
Well, this is a good talking point too, because like one of the things I wanted to bring up, I think we discussed earlier, is that like you've been canceled technically, but like you're not done. She's still writing. She still has a career. She is still going along. Well, so what does it mean to be canceled?
Of course, because you've got people like Morgan Wallen, who was supposed to be canceled. His record label dropped him and everything, and he even was like, "You guys shouldn't be supporting me. I need to do the work that I need to do." But yet his album was still #1 on the charts for weeks after the incident.
And who's that comedian? Louis C.K.?
Louis C.K.
Right? He got canceled. But
he
then
got canceled
sold
6
out
months later.
Tours left and right. So like, if all these people are canceling and we're like, oh my God, no. Then what happens after that?
But again, that is the public.
Yeah.
It is up to the public to decide, oh, we're going to cancel him. So then we have to put like action behind that. Cause like with Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
In 2010, he had a comedy special where he's talking about like, I would beat my son if he was gay.
Yep.
I would kill him. And then in 2015, when they brought up that act, he was like, oh, I'd never do that act today because People are too sensitive. And he kept...
Was that when he was in the host for the Oscars?
No, that was in 2019. So in 2017, he brings it up again in another...
why does 2015 feel like that was last year?
I know, because it feels like forever, girl. But like in 2017, he had another interview where they brought that up, and he said the exact same thing.
Okay.
He's never technically apologized, even though he says that he did. So in 2019, when he was supposed to be the host for the Oscars, this was brought up again.
Yeah.
And he decided to step down. First, he was like, I'm not apologizing for this. Y'all can just forget about it. I'm not doing it. I've already apologized, when he didn't. Then he decides to apologize. Then people like Ellen DeGeneres and all these other actors and celebrities were like, you know, coming out to support him. And I'm like, Ellen, you are nowhere near someone who should be out here because you have a toxic work environment.
Yeah.
Like, so you should be canceled.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bye-bye.
But like, I mean, she's felt it a little bit, but like, she's still on the air.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if you got that kind of money, like, I don't know what it would take to truly eradicate someone from the public eye or like totally not dethrone, but like do all that kind of stuff. Like, God, what was that thing? The YouTube people, the Tati Westbrook thing and James Charles.
Oh,
right. Where it was like Tati Westbrook got canceled and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, girl has her whole entire business still and she's doing fine. So like, what is it? What is cancel?
Well, for me, I was like, who the fuck is Tati Westbrook?
But also like, I
didn't know who that is.
But also,
or what was happening. But I was on BuzzFeed like, let me follow this drama.
Oh, yeah. But also like, maybe James Charles can stop. Like,
oh, let's cancel him.
Yeah. Did you see? Okay, yeah. Like, we'll talk later, but I have a list of people I would like want to ask you who you would cancel. He's one of them.
Okay. Well, and here's
just
my,
like, I hate him.
See, here's my thing. Like, is there a statute of limitations on what we can use on somebody to cancel them? Like, if it's somebody who did something when they were younger, like in their teens, like, come on.
Yeah.
You know, but I also think, okay, in the case of Kevin Hart, yes, it was 10 years ago or so. But like, do I feel like he's changed at all or changed his mind about this kind of things? No, I don't.
No.
And so I think that he would still say those things. Yep. He just doesn't want to because he knows the kind of climate that we're in.
Yep.
But like, do we take things that people have said from like 1970 something and use that against them?
Yeah.
Like, because that's a different time. We can't hold old behaviors to new standards.
And yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I think that that's what people are doing is they're digging into the past and be like, you said this 175 years ago. And I can't believe that you would say that. It's 175 years ago.
Right. It's like, here's a picture of you in college at a party in blackface. Like, is that to me, and this is in late 60s, early 70s or whatever. And I'm sorry, but like in that day and age, was that something still happening where people still in blackface?
Well, and what about stuff that we're doing now that is going to then be looked at in 20 or 30 years? And then it's like, I can't believe you did that. I am a firm believer of that. People do the best they can with their knowledge of that at that point in time. I would hope, right? I have hopes for human race, but like, I don't think people. I mean, there are people with like ill intentions, but not everybody.
I'm sorry, Cooper is like on the couch now, and he wants to give his opinion.
He always does. He always comes in. He's like, "Hey there,
sup?" But also, if we do cancel somebody, like, what do we do to forgive them?
Yeah.
Like, what do they have to do? What kind of work are we expecting from them?
Or if we do forgive them, I think a perfect example is, so like, how can you come back from cancel culture? You know what I mean? I think a good example is the Sherry Pie stuff, right? Because she's 100% canceled, right?
Right.
But like, can you come back? I don't know.
Well, like, you look at the Dixie Chicks. Or,
what happened to the Dixie Chicks?
So,
wait, what?
You don't know about this?
No one, what?
Okay.
What? Hold up. I mean, I don't know any of their music since they covered Landslide in 2000 or maybe like 98.
So, back in like the late 90s, early 2000, the Dixie Chicks were canceled because at one of their concerts in, across the pond in England or something like that, they were saying that they were ashamed that Bush was from Texas. Now, that line was taken out of context. There's a whole lot more that goes with it and everything, but that's what they.
I mean, same.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like because it was due to the run up on the invasion of Iraq.
Okay.
So they didn't want our country going to war, you know, and it's like now looking back on it, probably wasn't the best decision anyway.
Yeah.
So they were kind of right.
Yeah.
But country radio like started not playing them. People were burning their CDs. People were telling them like, and then they came out later with their Long Way Home album, which had Not Ready to Make Nice, which was their answer to what happened.
Oh, I remember that song.
Right. And people were telling her to shut up and sing. Their kids were telling them that they need to die. They were calling them sluts. They were doing all this stuff.
Wow.
And now they're like come back even stronger. There's like a whole
is there a documentary on it?
There's a documentary.
Okay, cool.
That you can
I'll
watch.
add it to my list on Netflix that I'll never watch, but I'll do it.
About that whole situation and how it took a toll on them. But they've stayed
of course.
Yeah, and they stayed together. And I think they've come out of it even better because it's like they no longer have anything to fear. But I was also
but did they do something wrong?
And in my eyes, no.
Yeah.
But in a lot of other people's, like, you know, back then in the late 90s, early 2000s, like country art, that was a huge step for them to take as a country artist.
Well, it's a male-dominated industry, so like...
And you don't say anything like that. You don't get political like that unless you're, like, playing to your fan base. And so for them to do that took a lot of courage, especially as women. Because women, unfortunately... have it harder than men with cancel culture.
Oh yeah,
like take gamer.
Because women, it's like I was reading something. Jamila, do you know who that is?
Yeah.
So she wrote something. She's like, oh, if a woman speaks up, it's complaining, but if a man speaks up, it's bravery.
Right.
I'm like, ugh, the double standards.
And then you've got like things like Janet Jackson. You know, her career took a nosedive after the Super Bowl.
I was going to say, while you were talking about people like 10 years ago or whatever, I was thinking about Justin Timberlake, right? Because he apologized, right? That was a PR move. He
on
apologized,
his notes,
right?
On his notes app.
Yeah, he apologized. But like, an apology is one thing, and like accountability and a change of behavior is another thing. Like you can apologize until the cows come home, but if I don't see anything change, then you didn't. That's an empty apology.
Well, and not only that, but like you had every opportunity to step up and say, "Hey, I was just as culpable in this," or I, you know, it's not only Janet or it's not only Britney, but then again. Look at Britney. 2007. People thought she was going crazy.
Yeah.
And they were trying to cancel her.
Yeah. Because she wasn't taking care of her kids. Because I'm sorry, you're in the public eye.
She shaved her head.
Yeah.
And like,
did you watch the documentary yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. This is all in documentary. You should watch it.
Know. But again, it's like we didn't know anything about mental health and that kind of thing.
Well, we did. It was just still such a stigma.
Right. And so we just made fun of her. And just said she was going crazy. And look at this. And so she was canceled. Yeah. But then she came back because we all love Britney.
Yeah. I mean, she's a little interesting now, but, you know.
Yeah. And you have people like Roseanne Barr.
I have her listed too, yeah. But she's still doing stuff like, I mean, but like that's the thing is, it's like she's still making money off of all the stuff that she's done. Like, what's a real if you really want to cancel somebody, like, do you cancel their money, their assets? Like, where does it go to? Like, oh, you're just out of the public eye. Okay, but like they're still existing.
I think depending on the person's celebrity. Or even if they are a celebrity, will make that decision because it's so hard to do that for a celebrity or even a company because people were trying to like, you know, cancel Campbell's for doing an ad with an interracial couple and their daughter.
I love Campbell's.
I'm sorry, not Campbell's, Cheerios. Campbell's was the gay couple, and they were trying to cancel them.
I'm sorry, but like Campbell's got lots of money. Your opinion is going to mean nothing. Don't get the high sodium salt. Like, enjoy this soup.
Okay, so somebody that I really want to talk about, who is a really big victim of cancel culture, and I don't think should have been. Now looking back a couple of years later, is Kathy Griffin.
Oh,
because I love her. Like I used to watch My Life on the D List all the time on Bravo, and I was like, I just loved her and her mom and stuff like that. And then she had that photograph
of the headless
Trump, of
right?
holding
Yeah.
Trump's head in blood and everything. And it was part of her idea and then part of the photographer's idea.
Yeah.
But basically, she then was put on a no-fly list.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, because they thought she was a domestic terrorist or something?
Something like that. And then the FBI and Secret Service was calling her and tailing her and everything. And so it became this ordeal where she lost advertisers. She lost deals. She got kicked out of Anderson Cooper's New Year's Eve thing because her and Anderson Cooper would do that every year.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I love her with him. I thought they were great. But again, she couldn't make any money. Yeah. And again, there's a documentary about it.
I was going to say
about her coming back from.
I was going to say totally unrelated, but she is one example of really successful plastic surgery.
Yeah. And she's like big about it.
Oh, too. Yeah. But like, girl, you look good.
Yeah. And so, but again, it's,
do not
that whole idea,
plastic surgeon.
It's that whole idea of women getting it, that kind of like reaction harder than men because like Snoop Dogg came out with a video right before that with a made up clown that looks like Trump and got shot, but people knew it was social commentary.
Yeah. Well, hers was social commentary too.
And hers was social commentary.
I didn't realize she had that many repercussions.
Oh yeah. Like she lost a lot of money.
Well, this is an example of like monetary, like lost opportunities and all of that stuff that the public did.
Right.
Right.
But also, was it necessary? Like, was it necessary to cancel her because of her belief? Because again, if the Republican National Convention and the Republican Party wants to say that we are infringing on their freedom of speech, is that not exactly what you're doing to her?
Oh yeah, everyone's guilty of canceling everyone. You know what I mean? It kind of depends on who the person is and like who's canceling. You know what I mean?
Well, and nobody is losing their freedom of speech, you know, because...
But like loss of money, loss of income. I mean, yeah, Kathy Griffin probably isn't going to be hurting from losing some tours, but like...
No, but she is. She lost
quite
I mean, she's not a millionaire. I mean, like...
I think she is. What's her net worth? We'll pull it up. Net
But
E-T.
the good thing for her is that she went across to Europe and started traveling there.
Oh, she got $35 million. She good. She good. I'm sorry.
She can live, but she had to work.
She can live on interest alone. Let's be real. $35 million. Okay.
But then, what about on the flip side of that? For men, you've got Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Who was taking a knee during football games in protest of black violence and police brutality against black people and stuff, and then got canceled. Lost his contract with the NFL. Lost,
this is what
advertisers and stuff
in 20.
I want to say it's like 2015, 2016, maybe.
He's only 33. Jeez,
he's young.
Yeah,
but I'm like, he didn't cave to pressure either.
Well, but this is another example of like people canceled canceled. I'm using air quotes for canceled him, and like he is suffering. Like he hasn't played on a football team. He's
not doing what he wants to do.
Yeah.
He's still making money because he did get he started getting ad campaigns again with Nike and stuff like that, which is great because people finally realized hey, you did have a point.
Yeah.
But like a lot of people thought he didn't, and they had a lot of power and were able to do something about it.
Yeah.
And
it's funny because like we may see it as like, oh my God, why is he being canceled? But then if you look at the people that canceled him, they're like, no, he needs to be, because that's like a violation. And it goes back to what you were saying at the beginning of like opposition of, what was the words they used to define it? There were words that you used that started with
the
objections.
Withdrawing support.
What was the O word? There was a word with an O. Started with an O.
Objectionable or
Thank
offensive?
you. Yes.
Okay.
I was like, it's a word with an O.
Open?
Yes. Amazing. Homage.
that starts with an H.
Okay. No. No. Okay. I was at work. Okay. No. This is going to be really embarrassing for me, but like I was trying to spell homage and I was like AUMAGH. And my coworker was like, what the fuck did he say? I was like, I don't know. And then I had to go on my phone and use Siri. And I was like, oh, homage. And I was like, another reason why English, as we all know, Great Britain is my favorite country, is so easy. Yeah.
But
homage.
Back to Colin. But, you know, it's like, he was trying to do something and trying to promote social justice and stuff. And does that then, in that aspect, was cancel culture toxic?
Yeah. Well, what about Kathy Lee Griffin, right? Kathy Lee Griffin? No, Kathy Griffin. Who's Kathy Lee Griffin?
That Kathy Lee Gifford.
Okay.
She's totally
the
different.
Morning host.
Yes.
For Regis and Philbit. Regis and...
Not anymore.
Whatever. Well, but back in the day.
Yes. Back in the day, it was Regis and Kathy Lee.
There we go.
And... Did I ever tell you I met her ex-husband?
No.
In Pittsburgh, just at a random like bookstore. Not like we were like gonna go jerk off in the back or something. But like it was Frank Gifford, I think his name is, and he was in a Barnes and Noble or something. I just happened to be looking in the magazine section.
Oh, the magazine.
Well, and I had a People or Something magazine, and it was.
And were you like peering above it? You're like, hey.
Well, it was him and Kathy Lee on the cover.
Oh. No, it wasn't.
And I happen to look over and I'm like, oh shit.
When fantasy meets reality.
Exactly. I should have been like, this you, bruh?
Can I have a signed copy? Thanks. He probably wasn't even like a celebrity, was he? Is he?
Oh no, he was.
Oh god, I don't know.
Yeah, he was like he used to be in football and then he was a sportscaster or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of talk about sports ball right now.
Yeah, I don't not my expertise.
But in the way, was cancel culture so toxic that it did not allow these to...
Cute. How old is he? Jesus. Oh, 1930? Oh, he's dead. Okay. He's dead. Okay. We're good. He is not aged because he is dead.
All right.
Anyway.
Focus.
I'm back. Colin Kaepernick. Good. Okay, back on it.
But like, is cancel culture so toxic that, you know, we didn't have any room for somebody who wanted to do this? Because there have been interviews where, you know, he said he would still do it all over again and still go the way that he did. And now you see a lot more athletes and stuff doing this. Like the U.S. women's soccer team at the Olympics were doing it, you know?
Yeah.
And so it does take effect and it does create change. But like, was cancel culture so toxic to do this to him because he wanted to affect something positive within the world?
Yeah.
You know,
well, and it didn't, I mean, the rippling effect took a little bit of time, you know?
Right. And it's like, okay, so it took a couple of years, but you're on your way back, hopefully, you know?
I mean, yeah, he's got 20 million bucks. He's never been off his way.
But is it, do you think it's too much for people to be able to say what they want without any repercussions? Is it, and again, like, how do we figure out what that looks like? Because, you know, for some people, they feel like they can't say what they want. But
or
it's
people
also
just
like,
jump on the bandwagon because they have nothing better to do.
Well, but like, okay, so what are the criteria for canceling someone? Because is it because
it's what you said, objective? What is it?
Something objectionable or offensive?
Yes.
But again,
well, this is all subjective.
Exactly. Like, what's offensive to you may not be as offensive to me.
I'm not offended by anything. I only want to cancel James Charles. That's it. He just, I don't know, like, there's some people, he just annoys me.
He looks like a Crypt Keeper.
He just annoys me. Like, hey, sisters, go away.
But, like, does cancel culture on the opposite end, does it affect change? Does it work?
I think it does in a way where it makes people think, right? Because let's look at currently, right? What just happened recently was Dr. Seuss. But that wasn't cancel culture.
He wasn't canceled, though. You can't, like, even though the Republicans want you, especially Ted Cruz, he really wants you to think that that cancel culture was trying to cancel Dr. Seuss. Didn't get canceled.
Eminem. Gen Z is trying to cancel Eminem.
Like,
did you see that
candy?
No, the rapper.
Oh. Why?
Because of this song with Rihanna, "The Way You Lie," "Love the Way You Lie" or whatever, and how it was like an abusive song.
But again,
it was context.
It's context, and that was that time period. Mm-hmm. Even though it was not that long ago, probably like 10 years or something like that. But it was in that time period, and it was fine in that time period. Mm-hmm. But it's not fine now. And is that okay for us to say, oh, that person's canceled?
I mean, if you were canceling that song at that point, like, I don't know, right? Because, like, okay, Eminem, like,
I mean,
he's not saying, like, he's going to beat you up.
It was a number one song.
Yeah.
Like,
but then what it is Gen Z is taking offense to something, and then they mass, with social media, they, like, put out an idea, and then it grows and grows and grows, and then that's how this all works.
But is it, especially with the advent of social media and it growing so big and being such a juggernaut, like, should we only be focused on things that happen within this time frame? It's hard to say something that was okay back then is not okay now. It's like Glee.
I've said plenty of things in my youth that I would not say
exactly
in my days right now. I would admit, if I was like a celebrity or whatever, I would have been canceled.
Or that's another thing. Like, if you know that you have stuff in your past that could possibly get you canceled, should you just own up to it in the beginning and be like, hey, so I'm going to just put this out here. I said all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, I'm a better person now, and I know better now.
But you made a good point of how can we, like, we as a society have evolved. So if we didn't know anything back then, and if you can own up to it, then do you think you should still be canceled?
Right. And that's the thing. It's like, what are the statute of limitations? What do we expect from people to change and to make this right? Because we want to hold people accountable. That's what this whole thing is about. But we haven't set any standards for what does that accountability look like?
I think that's where there's the disconnect, because it is like, oh, you're canceled. Okay, but like that doesn't. Okay.
So
what are you accountable for is the real question.
So in this aspect, with what I'm trying to say, I'm going to use an example of Camila Cabello.
Oh, Havana Girl. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Havana Banana.
She, some of her stuff that she had posted on Tumblr and stuff like that, some racist things that she liked.
I was like, Tumblr, that's for porn.
Reposted, I know, right?
Well, not anymore.
Now you got to go to Twitter.
Yeah. Still very foreign to me that Twitter allows that. Yeah.
So
you're gonna have to show me that one.
But she did some things in her past.
Yeah.
And now she's taken time to work on herself, and she's worked with people who've shown her, this is why it was wrong. This is the things that you were doing. This is why you were hurting these people.
Yeah.
And she's actually worked to be a better person, and she started a foundation and has donated all this money through the foundations and stuff like that. So is she
forgiven?
Does she now?
Is she
say she's not Is she uncanceled now? Yeah. Was she ever really canceled and we were just taking a break? Like, is this Friends and we were on a break?
Well, she got canceled, right?
Right.
But I think we've kind of realized that is a very blanket term and can have a lot of different meanings and different variable repercussions, where we have the Kathy Griffin.
Yes.
Kathy Lee Griffin. She, and the Colin Kaepernicks, but then we have the other people where nothing really happened.
Right. But then you also have, on that aspect, you have things that did happen and created change. You got like when like with the Oscars, they were trying to cancel the Oscars, like just as a general thing, because it is a little outdated and needs to be redone anyway. Because why do we still need Best Actor, Best Actress? Yeah, it's just Best Actor.
Yeah,
put them all together.
Yeah,
just like you do Best Picture.
Yeah,
like hello. It's like, I'm sure Meryl Streep can go up against,
Tom Hanks,
Daniel Day-Lewis, or Tom Hanks. It's fine. But, it was this whole hashtag of Oscar so white. And it did create change.
Mm-hmm.
It did create where like the committee decided that they were going to double the amount of diversity that they had on their council. Again, if you only have one person, that's just two. But,
because you know math. Why?
Because I'm Asian.
Yeah.
Once you go Asian, you know math equation.
There you go.
But again, there is power in this, and there is power when people get behind it and give it their power.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I feel like sometimes we get lost in the whole, how are we using it?
Or the intention, right? Are you just doing this to do it?
Right.
Like, oh, we're going to cancel them. Why? Like, why? What's the reason? What was the reason? What was the reason?
So who are on your list of people that you want to cancel?
James Charles, that's it.
That was it. You said you had a list. Is it just James Charles down that
James Charles as a boy, James Charles in drag, and James Charles as a girl.
I can't. Is he supposed to, is this whole thing like
I just don't like him at all. I don't like nothing, no bone in my body, no tissue, no bodily anything. An ounce of me doesn't like him. I just don't like him.
And we're sorry, listeners, if you are a huge James Charles fan.
If you're a sister or whatever. I mean, there's probably plenty of people who like should not be saying things. You know what I mean? I didn't really think about my list, but
okay, so back to James Charles. Is it because you don't like him? Is that a good enough reason to cancel them?
No, I think the allegations against him straight baiting men into like coercing straight men by getting them drunk, basically, and then also he did like a pregnancy shoot the other day.
And then isn't he also in a thing right now where he tried to talk to a 16-year-old?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay,
but like, I'm trying to think of like
he is problematic though. Like, let's be real. Like,
well, especially for the gay community, because like he's representing to the large masses the LGBTQIA plus community,
right?
And it's like,
but again, he's young and had his popularity and his celebrity hoisted on him really quickly.
Yep.
So
22, I think.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, is that, can he get a pass or can he use that as an excuse for the decisions that he makes right now?
Yeah.
You know, again,
only God can judge us, as Andrew Davis would say.
Right?
Only the Lord.
Our gratitude.
I always say that the Lord can judge us only.
Oh my God, that was a perfect Andrew Davis.
Well, you know, well, hey, Paul.
You right.
Yeah. Do you know the Lord above, can judge us? We love you, Andrew. We miss you. You're not canceled.
No, you're not canceled at all.
He's the opposite of canceled.
We're renewing.
Well, who would you like? Who would you want to cancel?
At this point in time, based on the allegations and everything that came out, it's like Ellen DeGeneres. Oh. I think she's gotten to the point of like Rosie O'Donnell too. It's like they've gotten so big and they expect things to be their way.
Yeah.
And to create a toxic work environment and to say that you had no idea is ridiculous. Like, your name is on that. Like,
everything, yeah.
If that show was called Paul, I'd be like, what are you doing? Why are you talking to her that way? What you doing? Don't look at her. Don't look at him. Like, but again, I'm a huge HR nightmare, so I can't really say anything.
Well, but also, like, I agree with you with Ellen. But, like, canceling her, then it's like, okay, you're done, right? Bye. Like, she's had her run. She's been on the Ellen show for how long? I think with Ellen DeGeneres, like, it's problematic with the way she treats her guests sometimes.
Oh, my God.
Like, with...
I love these BuzzFeed articles about this.
Or the one, did you see where Cher called her a bitch?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was on a Cher YouTube hole last night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, wow, Cher's been alive for a long time.
The one that always gets me is when she tried to make Mariah Carey drink champagne on her show. Because Mariah Carey wouldn't say if she was pregnant or not.
Yeah.
And she tried to make her drink champagne. So if she didn't drink it, then she was pregnant. If she did drink it, she wasn't pregnant. But she didn't drink it and she didn't answer the question.
Mm-hmm.
But then a couple weeks later, she ended up having a miscarriage.
Yeah. But also, like, that's just not nice.
No.
Like, be nice, Ellen.
Right.
It's definitely, she is being profitable on other people's
But
whatever that is.
Is that something that we should look at as worth canceling her for? Because in the time frame that it happened, everybody was laughing. Everybody thought it was great. Everybody thought it was funny and great TV. So
see, I'm on both sides of the story, or I'm on both sides of the argument for cancel culture. Like, and it's situational. Like, I think when Ellen was with Taylor Swift and was like, oh, like, how many people have you dated or whatever? Like, that's, come on, be nice.
Yeah,
like,
don't
that's
do that.
mean, you know?
Yeah.
But then I'm also kind of like, but it was at that point in time.
Right.
So was it fine? I don't know.
But also,
Leave it to the people.
I think cancel culture is toxic and is something that could be used for good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when it is pointed in the right direction with the right intention,
yeah,
it's great.
Yeah.
But when it's just, you're canceled, I don't like what you just said. You're canceled.
It loses its meaning too. It's like an apology. If you're constantly saying I'm sorry, then it's like it doesn't mean anything.
Right.
So if you're constantly like canceling people, what are you doing?
Yeah.
All I know is we're not canceled. Hopefully.
I know. I'm like, I love you. I'm renewing you again.
Oh my God, I'm renewing you. I will pay for Paul Premium, $14 a month.
Okay. I don't know what that was. I'm Paul Plus.
Paul B.O. No. Paul Max. That's oh my God, that'd be like you holding my dog.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, everyone.
That's all we got.
Thank you for listening to us. Have a great day.
Special thanks to Andrew Smith and Nick Stone for producing the show. If you like us, please follow us at tugayspod on Instagram and visit us online at tugayspod.com. You can find us anywhere you can stream podcasts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know topics you'd like to hear. And always remember, stay safe, stay classy, stay sassy, and always stay a little bit trashy. See you next week.